What's good? It's your boy JayThat'sMe. Finally, Smackdown is moving back to 2 hours starting next week, 4th of July. So Smackdown will be 2 hours going forward, which is great. So this was the final installment of Smackdown being at 3 hours. And Smackdown at 3 hours has just been atrocious. This show, however, was okay. So, there's that. This was an okay go-home show for Night of Champions. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was just okay to all right. I'm not going to even say decent. So, we're going to get into Smackdown from June the 27th, 2025. So, we kicked the show off with Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Apparently, Netflix had some technical difficulties. I didn't watch this show on Netflix. I actually have DirecTV, so I didn't have any problem or issue with the feed at all, which was great. So that's good there. And this is why I suggest people to have, DirecTV and Dish Network just in case stuff like this happens. I know everybody loves their streaming apps and stuff, but at times those things do have issues. So, it is what it is. So, Randy Orton came out, got a really good reaction. He didn't really say much of anything. He just put over the fact that he wants to get revenge on... he basically just wants to win King of the Ring. He's got to. He was in the same position last year. And he fell short to Gunther. And then he wants to basically just make that wrong right. He basically wants to right that wrong. And the second thing on his mind was retribution against John Cena and what happened to him at Backlash. He was embarrassed in front of his kids, friends, and family. Randy Orton said that this is a goal of his, which is why he's laying all of his cards out. Which is why all the cards he's laying out his hand on the table. He says, out of respect, man to man, face to face, there's not a single thing that he wouldn't do to make sure that he'll leave Saudi with that crown on his head. So, there's that. And then Cody, he retorts and he says that he puts over how much he respected John Cena and Randy. He said there's been 30 championships between both of them, which is true. He then starts to reminisce after what happened to him on the very first night he stepped into the company, which was on Monday Night Raw. How Randy slapped his dad. He says that just a few months ago, standing in this ring, hearing everything that a student could ever want to hear from his teacher, he's grateful to Randy Orton, and he's thankful for Randy Orton. He says, but no matter what, no matter if it's John Cena or CM Punk, Randy, he just needs it just a little bit more. So, that's all that Cody said, really. This was okay. Again, we all know that Cody's going to win. My bad. We all know Cody's going to win King of the Ring anyway. That's just common sense. Why would Randy win? And I like Randy. Randy's great. But this just furthers the story between Cody and Randy, with Randy turning heel. Again, like I predicted. My bad. Like I predicted before, I think Randy will probably RKO Cody after he wins at SummerSlam. Let's say he hits 2 RKOs and a punt kick. Cody's out for a good 2-3 weeks. Because I don't want this to be just a one and done match. I want this to be a feud. So I know we should be getting this match at SummerSlam, but we're not, so we're getting it here. And then we'll get we'll get the rest of the story at, after SummerSlam. So I would imagine this is going to carry Cody for the remainder of the year, basically, with the feud with Randy. Like, it should last for the remainder of the year, starting at SummerSlam. So theoretically, this thing should end at about Survivor Series, if we're being honest. So yeah, hopefully that happens. So yeah, moving on. My bad. Solo Sikoa is backstage. He's having a conversation with Jeff Cobb. Solo wants to give Jimmy one more opportunity to come back to the family. Since he's all alone, he tells Jeff Cobb to go out there and remind him what it's like to have nobody. Solo tells JC Mateo to take care of Jimmy, and he'll take care of Jacob Fatu at Night of Champions. After this weekend, everyone will see that they're just getting started. So, Jeff Cobb defeats Jimmy Uso, which was the first match of the night. So, there's that. Who cares? Post-match, Solo extends his arms out to Jimmy, wants to hug him. Jimmy slaps him. And then Jeff Cobb begins to beat up on Jimmy. But then Jacob Fatu shows up to make the save, and that's fine there. So that's cool. So, yeah. Moving on, we get some Smackdown Tag Team Division nonsense. I don't give a damn about this shit. Moving on. Basically, Nick Aldis tells Andrade that he can pick a tag team partner to face DIY. I don't care about this. Moving on. This leads us into Giulia defeating Zelina Vega to win the United States Championship. So the match was okay. Giulia gets the win via 2 Kamigoye knee strikes into the Northern Lights bomb for the 1, 2, 3. This is fine. This makes perfect sense. Good stuff. They'll probably do one more match for Zelina Vega and Giulia. And then after that, I think Zelina Vega should promptly go back into a managerial role. That's just me. She doesn't have it as a wrestler. She's not over. Her reign as champion was boring. Chelsea Green was good at being the women's U.S. champion because she was a character. She had a gimmick and all that. Zelina Vega, we don't know really much anything about her, except for she's just a good wrestler, and that's it. Now, in the Vince era, Zelina Vega, she had a character and all that stuff and everything, so she was good during the Vince era. But the Triple H era, no, she's just she wrestles like everybody else. She's a work rate girl for whatever reason. Not really, though, but in his eyes, Zelina Vega is. So that's fine there. They'll probably end up doing a rematch at some point, and then after that, again, I'm hoping that Zelina Vega goes to a managerial role. Moving on, so Michael Cole informs us that SmackDown is going to be moving back to 2 hours. Okay, that's cool. Moving on, Charlotte Flair, she runs into Alexa Bliss in the backstage area. Charlotte tells Alexa that she doesn't want to talk about last week. She doesn't need friends. Alexa says she's not trying to be Charlotte's friend, but it wouldn't hurt for them to be on the same page. Perhaps allies of convenience. Alexa tells Charlotte to think about it, and then she walks away. This is fine. This makes perfect sense. If they are serious about rebuilding the women's tag team division, they should immediately put the belts on these two. They're both veterans, and they're both kind of over. Well, Alexa Bliss is way more over than Charlotte, but, this would be pretty good for them to do. So, yeah. Moving on, this leads us into the Jade Cargill, Asuka Night of Champions segment. So Wade Barrett is basically moderating this and all that. So Jay gets on the mic and says that when people see Asuka, they get nervous. But when she sees an opportunity, she'll to show you all exactly why she came here. She says that she has purpose. This is not pressure. This is purpose. And at SummerSlam, I don't plan on just taking the title. I plan on taking the whole damn throne. So Asuka, she gets on the mic. She says that you're strong, but power is not everything. I have skills and experience. Do you know who I am? I'm Asuka. Nobody's ready for Asuka. So Jade says, I promise you, you're going to regret that. So Naomi, she comes into play. She says that she's got all the power. She says maybe she'll cash in on Tiffany and Nia after they destroy each other in their last woman standing match, or maybe she'll wait to do it at SummerSlam. She says she's going to take everything away from Jade. She's the one who took she's the one with the power who took to take it all away. Just like she took the tag titles, just like she took away 3 months from Jade Cargill's career, and just like she took away the big three. She says it brings her pure pleasure when she thinks about how sweet it would be to ruin the biggest night of Jade's career. And then a brawl ensues, basically, with all three women. And Asuka then takes out Jade Cargill with a nice roundhouse kick. And then Naomi just stands over Jade, and that was it. Okay, that's fine there. Do I care about this? No, this was a waste of time. It was a waste of fucking time. Moving on. So Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis, they're trying to get a resolution regarding the state of the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. So Aleister Black shows up. He walks into the office. Aleister wants a redo from last week. Ron Killing shows up and storms into the office and says he's driving now. Truth has once again interrupted Aleister. Truth tells Aleister to back up. Truth wants John Cena right now. Adam Pearce tells Truth to calm down. Nick Aldis says that John Cena is here from CM Punk tonight. He's not here for R-Truth. Ron tells Nick Aldis to not worry about it, and then Nick Aldis apologizes to Aleister for Truth's behavior. Aleister says nothing, and then he walks out of the office. Okay, cool. Then we get a video package of Lois Garza winning the AAA World Tag Team Championships at Triple Mania. Nice. Good stuff there. And they were actually shown on television. Great. This leads us into Andrade El Idolo and Rey Fenix versus DIY. This match was extremely long. Way too damn long. In the end, Phoenix and Andrade win via the message. So good stuff there. Moving on. So, R-Truth then comes out next. He says that he's Ron Killings. He's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now put some respect on his name. John Cena, he's not going to let that slide. He's not going to let it ride. Get out here right now. And then he calls out John Cena. So Aleister shows up. He slides into the ring, and he hits the black mass. And then he whispers to R-Truth, I told you, Ron. Man, my bad. I told you, Ron, not to drink from this cup. I guess in a weird way, we're now even. So I do like this, although this is kind of weird for Aleister to be in. Apparently, he's supposed to be getting a push, which is cool, but at the expense of R-Truth, at the expense of Ron Killings, I don't like it. I really don't. I think that's not a good look, because we all love Ron Killings. We really do. So this is what it is, I guess. Moving on. So then we get a backstage interview from Byron Saxton with the Street Profits. They basically said that they're going to take out the Wyatts and all that jazz. And then B-Fab just comes in and says that she's got their support or whatever. Who cares about this crap? I don't give a damn about the fucking Smackdown tag team division. Or, actually, you know what? Scratch that. I don't give a damn about the entire tag division all across WWE, whether it's NXT, Raw, or SmackDown. It doesn't matter. So, whatever. Moving on. So, Alistair, he runs into Damian Priest in the back. Alistair feels really rough. Pause. So, if Damian Priest is R-Truth's friend, he should take him back to stay out of Alistair's way. Besides, as far as Alistair's concerned, the debt is paid. Damian Priest knows what R-Truth is capable of. The next time Alistair Black's looking for payment, why don't he do that face-to-face? Damian Priest is confident that the result would be different. So then Alistair passive aggressively agrees with Damian Priest. So Carmelo Hayes joins the conversation. Melo says that if he was Priest, he would mind his own business, especially when it comes to this Ron Killings, our Truth situation. If Priest really wanted Truth's, if he was really Truth's boy, he'd let him handle his own business before it becomes a tragedy. Priest tells Melo to walk away, and Melo understands that the truth hurts. Okay, this is fine there. I like this. This is interesting. Let's see where this stuff goes. Moving on. The Street Profits versus the Wyatt Six. I don't care about this at all. It basically ended up in a DQ, and it was just a massive brawl between all the teams. I don't give a shit about this. Fuck this. Moving on. So, Jacob Fatu, he runs into Jimmy Uso in the parking lot. Jimmy tells Jacob that he didn't need his help, and Jacob didn't need Jimmy's help last week. Jacob asks Jimmy if there's a problem here. Jimmy says there's no problem. It's just respect. Jimmy gives respect where respect is due. The way Jacob has been standing up to Solo, that's what he should have done a long time ago. Jacob says that if Jimmy gets in where he fits in, then they're going to be all right. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I like that. That's pretty cool. So I'm guessing they are going to try to, work as allies, I guess. Well, I mean, they're family, but you know what I mean by that. So that's fine there. Moving on. Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax. Tiffany wins via... She wins the last woman standing match. I don't care about this at all. This was whack. Naomi came out towards the end of the match, getting involved with the briefcase. Tried to cash in, didn't happen. Tiffany ended up beating up both Nia and Naomi with the briefcase. And then the finish came when Nia and Tiffany were fighting each other on the ring ropes. And there were two tables there. Tiffany ended up hitting 2 forearm shivers, and then she ended up using the briefcase, and then Nia falls through both tables, and that was it. I don't care about this shit. Fuck this. Moving on. This leads us into the closing segment of the evening. John Cena and CM Punk. So John Cena comes out. He says this is what a winner looks like. He's a winner. CM Punk is a loser because he's been out-cornered. He's been outmaneuvered, and he's out of tricks. Because he's a genius. Night of Champions is now a formality, and CM Punk can do nothing about it. So then CM Punk shows up with John Cena's basic Punkanomics theme song, which is great. So Punk is rocking a Chicago Cubs jersey, a steel chain, and a drug-free Knuckles and Chicago Bulls hat. That's pretty cool. He's got it backwards. Punk really doesn't say anything. He just makes fun of John Cena, calls him a clown. So he had to steal his gimmick for what he did to him last week. He basically said that he's buried more people than The Undertaker. And he just makes fun of John Cena basically the whole time. Basically what he says is that John Cena is a washed-up bum. 14 years ago today, he dropped a legendary pipe bomb, and you try to make it all about you, because that's what you do, John. You're a leech, you're a phony, you're a fraud, you're a kiss. You're an ass kiss, 17-time world champion, but ain't never been in my class before you go, John. There's one more wish to make tomorrow night. You're gonna lose to Kendrick because, bitch, you're my Drake. That was great. And that was really all CM Punk said. So that's fine there. This was okay. This didn't last but about, at best, 3 minutes. So this made perfect sense. I enjoyed it. It was rather fun and entertaining. This is what I like. This is how Cena was in 02, 03. I love the basic Thuganomics gimmick. And this was great. This is really good. I'm looking forward to the match. Again, I still don't think that John Cena is going to lose. He's not. I'm trying to think and see if Seth Rollins is going to get involved in the match. I doubt he will. He might, but I doubt it. I still think Cena's going to win, obviously. Obviously by cheating, of course. But CM Punk's going to lose the match anyway. But this was okay. But SmackDown overall, SmackDown overall was kind of boring and bland. It really was. But it is what it is. So, yeah. The CM Punk Thuganomics stuff was okay. I didn't care about the tag team stuff. That was lame. Giulia winning the U.S. Championship for the women is great. That's good there. Aleister Black getting a push. That's cool. I'm down for it. I just wish that Ron Killings didn't have to, deal with it. I wish that he wouldn't be getting a push based off the, I guess if he didn't have to get a push by, I guess, kind of turning heel to kind of feud with Ron Killings, I would be more into it. But I get why he's getting a push. I understand why he's getting a push. And I'm fine with that. But, it is what it is. Everything else on the show was meh and bland. Again, I don't care about the Wyatt Six. I don't. I really don't. Nia and Tiffany, I don't give a damn about it. The Jade Cargill, Asuka stuff didn't need to really even happen on the show, But SmackDown, like I said, for the most part, was boring and bland. It was okay at best. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace. Oh, wait. Before I forget, SmackDown is going to be taped next week. I'll watch it, but I don't know if I'm going to review it yet. But I'll let you guys know what I decide to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.